We are back on Taking Care of Business on Koerner Radio, News Talk, 1180, 1230, KGEO, 1410, KARI, and now in Albuquerque, New Mexico on 1000 KKIM, and 3 times a week, count 'em, Clay, 3 times a week across the nation on the Internet on knookmedia.com. Our guest by phone, Kay of Bromley, who wrote a great book, The Employer's Guide to Obamacare.
You know, before I get into some questions, Kay, I just want to make sure our listeners know that an employer can actually get a plan for about $100 a month if they're really interested. And many times they can get this Benestream program that eliminates them having to pay any penalties or even give insurance to their employees. They have to offer it, but most employees will go with the Medi-Cal program. But I wanted to ask you about audits and requirements. I understand there's a tremendous amount of requirements an employer has to meet in order to meet Obamacare. Can you explain that?
Yes, Obamacare is interactive with a lot of other laws, not the least of which is ERISA. Department of Labor has their hands in this, Health and Human Services. So there's a whole slew of different things that, while they might have been requirements before, no one was really looking at them. And now these departments are actively auditing. The biggest, most scary thing, in my opinion, is the fact that the IRS themselves has said that it's going to take a minimum of about 18 months before they get to an audit of something that happened 18 months prior. What that means to an employer is that they're going to be, if they're in violation of something, and like I said, about 100% of my clients before we help them were going to be in violation of something, they're not going to find out that they were in violation for a minimum of 18 months. And by the way, if the IRS says 18 months, it's probably more like 24 months. So the $2,000 penalty and the $3,000 penalty are heinous enough in and of themselves. But the other one that no one really talks about is the $100 per employee per day penalty. There's a multitude of things that can trigger that penalty, and you could think that you're completely compliant, trying your best, and you could be offering an insurance policy that it violates one of these provisions, and if you don't have the proper records to show that you did it accidentally, that it wasn't good faith, you could be assessed that $100 per day penalty, per employee penalty, and that's an astronomical number.
Well, and we won't even get charged that, as you pointed out, between 18 and 24 months, and they'd probably add penalties on top of that.
Oh, I'm sure.
And interest.
Yeah, it's going to be so ridiculous. And I was talking to a reporter last week who said that he didn't think that the Obamacare was very newsworthy right now because everyone's got it handled, everyone has their own attorneys. And that's scary, because you know when it's going to be newsworthy? When an employer gets hit with a $7 million penalty because they were in violation for 2 years and they got hit with the $100 per employee per day. And
people need to know they have to maintain their records for 7 years.
Yes, exactly. Because now these records are tax records. They didn't used to be. And now all of these, even your employees, the employees' payroll records, if they're claiming that they, shouldn't have to pay their penalty or their subsidy back, and you don't have those records for 7 years, that's a violation in of itself.
I want to outline some strategies, and you tell me where I'm missing the boat. There's the self-directed insurance trust, which is Freedom Care, which is a program you're involved with. There's self-insurance programs. There's skinny plans. There's high-deductible bronze plans. People can get traditional insurance. There's private exchanges, or they can pay a penalty. Does that about cover it?
There's more that keep popping up, but those, in my opinion, those are the most effective ones.
They came right out of your book.
What's that?
That came right out of your book.
Yeah. And since the book, like I was saying, there's some more strategies that have come up, and some of the strategies are looking even better since I wrote the book. So, for example, fully insured plans, I have a whole group of clients who complied last year to see what it would be like so that they could easily adjust this year. They all went fully insured last year, and this year, what do you think they all did? They all went to Freedom Care. They all said, I want to do a self-insured directed trust, because that wasn't the greatest option for me last year. So that's kind of, to me, predictive of what's going to happen with people who do fully insured this year and realize, wow, there's not that much to go around anymore, and I'm giving all this money to an insurance company, and I could be keeping this money for myself and paying only for the claims and, keeping a tighter, skinnier program.
All right, I want to mention before we go that Kay is going to be in Bakersfield on November 11th. If anybody has an interest, they can call my office, 427-4700, extension 1, and we'll get you into the luncheon meeting. It'll be a great experience with a lot of great information.
And Kay, we will definitely have you back prior to November to talk about the event.
I look forward to it.
Thanks for the time.
Thank you, Kay.
Kay really knows her stuff when it